Well, good evening, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. I wanted to give my opinion this evening on a game that I've just watched, and I paid particular attention to as a Leeds United fan. Obviously, Sheffield United against Sunderland. Sheffield United coming out 2-1 winners, and I'm going to give my 2 cents on exactly what I saw and what my thoughts are in terms of going forward. Obviously, Leeds United playing Blackburn Rovers tomorrow, Burnley playing tomorrow as well. 2 significant games in the pyramid in the calendar for Sheffield United and Sunderland, and vice versa. The game has ended up Sheffield United 1, Sunderland 0. Tom Davies, 82nd goal, separated the two sides. A lovely little finish of which he was able to get past the Sunderland defenders and put the ball beyond Patterson in the goal. I thought it was a bit of a goalkeeping error. If this was Ilan Meslier, I'd be calling him out 100%. I thought it was bad from the goalkeeper. Didn't get down quick enough. That ball went underneath him. And it was a decent effort from Tom Davies, 100%, but he's got to be getting down to that quicker. You've got to be moving your feet. You've got to be getting down quicker. So, listen, overall, I thought in the first half it was all Sunderland. I genuinely believed Sunderland were a much better team. I thought the sendings off were very interesting in terms of, did I think both were sendings off? I thought one of them was. I thought the Tyrese Campbell jinked back, which was lovely, to be quite honest with you. I thought the ball was going to follow Tyrese Campbell's path. The ball was going through and he, a little bit of a look over his shoulder, jinked backwards. And he obviously got the defender, Chris Mepham, sent off, and it was a goal-scoring opportunity which he was denied. And then you're thinking to yourself, Gus Harmer's going to put this ball in the back of the net. He didn't. But there was another sending off as well when it came to the other side. Harry Souttar's first one was arguably a red. And then the second one, to be honest, I thought the attacker, I think it was Isidore, was quite lucky with that. I didn't think there was a lot of contact there. Second yellow. And it changed the game, didn't it? You don't normally see 10 versus 10. Good news for Leeds United, of course, with both now being suspended. The former for 3 games as well. But I have to say, I know Sheffield United won the game. I know Sheffield United are now top of the division. But it left me with a lot of confidence. I didn't think both teams had a lot of quality up front. I think Sunderland in that first half, when it was 11 versus 11, were definitely the more dominant side in terms of they had a really nice press in front of with Regis Lebris. We noticed that when they played us up at the Stadium of the Light for the first 15-20 minutes. You could tell Joe being back massively helped. I think Mundell coming back and Alan Brown would have really helped that dynamic, but that's obviously not going to happen. Sheffield United, a little bit of a bite loss maybe with Ollie Arblaster being out of that midfield. I did feel like that. Obviously Vinny Souza's there, but the balance between Souza and Arblaster is almost complete. Obviously when they're together, I feel it was lost a little bit in that midfield tonight. And I thought they were second best. However, in that sort of last 30 minutes, they did come into their own, and you just felt they had a little bit more quality than Sunderland, and they were going to put them to the sword. I felt at some point it was going to happen every time Sunderland came forward. And we have to talk about the young man as well, in Tom Watson, who I was so impressed with in that first half. Wow. What a talent. He had shades of Jack Clark and Anthony Gordon, the 18-year-old winger. And you think to yourself, Sunderland have unearthed another one here. And they seem to be really getting this Moneyball approach right. If it's not the academy, they seem to be recruiting these real talents through the door. And you've never heard of them, even when it's not your academy lads. But I have to say, Sunderland's talent recruitment is on a different level, and you've got to say from the League One days when they've been building it up, you've got to praise Sunderland for that. But it's another game without 3 points for Sunderland. That's got to be studied at this moment in time, and really you've got to turn around and say it's a bit of a fall off at the minute. They're suffering with injuries. But that's something we spoke about here on the channel when it came to Leeds United and when it came to the Championship, them struggling with those injuries. And is their squad going to be sustenance enough? With the likes of Tom Watson and Mienda coming off the bench, are they going to be able to deal with the Championship for the long term at the top table with Burnley, Leeds United, Sheffield United? It's going to be really difficult for teams like Sunderland and West Bromwich Albion. That is why you do not want to stay in this division for a long period of time, because Leeds, if that were to be us, we would be asset stripped over the year. That would keep happening, and you would end up with a weaker squad, of which teams are coming down have stronger squads. And that's why the other night was such an important win for Leeds United. It's a demoted side, and you've just played them off the park, as we did with Sheffield United. But overall, the perspective on tonight is I have to be careful when I say this, but I'm not hugely worried. I think we're better than those two teams by a country mile. On our day, I think I've seen enough of Sunderland and enough of Sheffield United now. I can't profess to have seen as much of Burnley, but the stats tell the story. You know, their XG is low. They don't score an abundance of goals, but the key thing with Burnley is they don't concede many goals, which is massive at this level. Because if you don't concede goals, invariably you win games with a better quality. You know, you might get a penalty, you might have a little bit of trickery in the final third, of which the ball goes in the back of the net. Or, you know, in essence, you're just a little bit better than that other team. In the Championship, I think the level is massively lowered in terms of probably the other, you know, 18, 19 teams, really. I just don't think they're any good. And I think they're very, very beatable overall anyway. But look, I'm looking at this game tonight. I'm not fearful, but we've got to be looking at ourselves going into tomorrow. Massive game for Leeds United. Huge game. You know, we can't be looking at this game as a missed opportunity and as one where, you know, oh, well, we'll get on it next week. It's a big opportunity now for Leeds. Sunderland sort of falling. Even if it is with us and Sheffield United, we have the opportunity now to really start to pull away. I presume Burnley will with us as well. It's going to be a 3-horse race, I'm sure of it. But Leeds are better. We're just better. And I couldn't with a lot of purity say that about Leeds and Leicester City last year. I wasn't too sure if we were the better team, especially after that second game at Ellen Road, where I actually thought they were quite unlucky to leave without anything. But I do look at Sheffield United now. I do look at Sunderland, and I think we're just a better team. We have more depth, we have more quality, and I've even looked at this with a friend tonight, and he said the exact same. He said, look, if this is your competition, as a Leeds fan, I'd be pretty happy. So we've got to take that as a fan base. We're confident. We're going to be going into tomorrow thinking we can win the game. But tomorrow's not a game really with what we've seen tonight where Leeds drop points. Leeds have got to go there with full authority, knowing with it we are the better team, but to respect the opposition, play our way. The manager's got to get his substitutions right. He's got to get his team selection bang on. You know, if certain personnel aren't working, make the substitutions. We've got these bench options now. We've got Verba, we've got Ramazani. We've got options off the bench. We've got an abundance of quality in that starting 11. Leeds should be going to Blackburn and winning the game like we did under Bielsa in that 3-1 season when we went up. Leeds shouldn't see Blackburn as a problem, especially without the likes of Andreas Weimann, the top scorer. But tonight filled me with a lot of hope. Sunderland, I think, will be there. I think they've got a very nice pressy style. I think in passages, they were miles better than Sheffield United in that first half in terms of sequences, in terms of being able to break through the lines. And I wonder what it'd have been 11 versus 11, to be honest with you. But Sheffield United, the additional Premier League quality right at the end shone through. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. How do you think about this game right now? Are you happy with this? Are you a little bit like, well, it doesn't matter, we'll do what we'll do? Are you looking at the opposition teams? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.